Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a very special lesson for you. It's Chinese this time, Mandarin. And we have a very special guest in order to do that. Would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Tiantian, and I'm living in Japan now, and I'm a Chinese teacher here.
Wonderful. So we have a very authentic Chinese teacher to help us all learn a bit of basic Mandarin. So you may have seen the Serbian video from before, which went through a few basic kind of verb drills using basic words in Serbian. I was thinking to do the same for Mandarin. If you haven't seen that video, feel free to check it out. Otherwise, just keep watching this one. We'll go through a few basic words. What is to drink in Mandarin?
喝
One more time.
喝
So it's this nice, slightly guttural sound. It's a bit like the English word her, except and then her a bit more. And this is just to drink in general. How about I drink?
我喝
我喝. So 我 is I, 我. And how about you drink?
你喝
So the verb stays the same for drinking. It's the person that changes, either I or you, respectively. We need something to drink. How about tea? China's full of wonderful teas.
Yeah, 茶
If you're a speaker of British English, you'll know that we have a slang version of tea, which is in fact just cha. But you have to say it. So you could say, for instance, having a cup of cha in the UK. But in English, we don't have the same kind of tonal system. So could you say it one more time, emphasizing how you say it authentically?
茶
Right. This sort of intonation, without getting too technical. So, I drink tea. How would you say I drink tea?
我喝茶
So in this case, the word order is just like English. I drink tea. That will change in a bit, though, once we start building more complex sentences. How do you say coffee?
咖啡
Nice. It's an easy loan word. Same root as the English word. Great. How do you say you drink coffee?
你喝咖啡
Nice. Just again, you drink and coffee. What we've just learned. So, and obviously the listeners and viewers should be working this out in their own minds. But how do you say? One more time. What was I drink tea?
我喝茶
And you drink coffee?
你喝咖啡
How do you say and? Is there an easy way to say and?
If you want to connect those two sentences, we do not need to use any and.
So this is a nice, easy point about Mandarin for all you learners out there. You don't need it. So obviously in English, we do need it. Well, I can think of some exceptions to needing that. In general, I think we'd need it. It's a nice, easy thing to say, okay, I drink tea and you drink coffee. How would you say that then in Mandarin? You said we don't need the and. How would that sound then?
We just say it, 我喝茶你喝咖啡
So again, literally, I drink tea, you drink coffee.
Yes.
But perhaps we wanted to make a distinction between, me and you in this case. What if I wanted to say, I drink tea, but you drink coffee? How would you say the but in this kind of oppositional but?
可是
Nice. So listeners and viewers, of course, will be working this out in their own heads, but just for clarity, how would you say I drink tea, but you drink coffee in one go?
我喝茶可是你喝咖啡
Nice. Now, of course, you may not be drinking tea, you may be drinking something else, the person sitting opposite you may not be drinking coffee. Let's introduce another person. How do you say she or he? Because I believe it's the same word, but you write it differently, but you say it the same way, right? She and he.
Yes.
And this word would be?
他.
Ta. Just kind of a nice,
Perfect.
light, flat sung. Yeah. Okay. Knowing that the word for drinking will stay the same in this sentence too, how would you say then, she drinks tea? Let's just start with that, actually. She drinks tea.
他喝茶.
Sorry, one more time.
他喝茶.
Ah, it sounds different this time.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
She drinks tea, right? It's 他喝茶.
Ah, okay. I just sounded slightly different there, but of course, this is a good point to note that, of course, how sentences flow make all words sound slightly different in all languages, of course. And he drinks coffee?
他喝咖啡.
Nice. And then the same thing, if we wanted to do this kind of overstressed, almost silly example of like, she drinks tea, but he drinks coffee, to connect them.
Okay. 他喝茶，可是他喝咖啡.
Nice. And again, just to point out, in both of those cases, both of those components, before and after the but, the word for he and she was the same. In writing, you'll distinguish them, but in the actual spoken language, you don't. They're the same sound, right?
Yes.
Just so that people don't get confused, because obviously in English, we have to make a big distinction. She and he, of course, this one S is all the difference in the world in terms of the spoken language, right? So how about another type of drink? Juice. What's the word for juice?
果汁.
And one more time?
果汁.
果汁.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Nice. Okay. How about a good example with that could be, she drinks juice, but I drink tea. Just to switch it up so we keep everyone on their toes, as they're learning.
他喝果汁，我喝茶. Is it she drinks juice and but I drinks tea?
Yeah.
What
So did we
say?
have the but in there, or did we say the and?
I think I forget the but.
In which case, though, that's then that's just good to know that that's another sentence. It's an and instead. This silent and in Mandarin. Okay, so let's re-emphasize it with the but this time. This artificial again. Or did I say and? I'm not sure, but anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, if there's no connecting word, it means and in Mandarin. If there's this word for but that we mentioned earlier, which one more time is?
可是.
Then we know that there's an opposition going on. So very quickly, let's change it now to but, if we didn't already, and say, she drinks juice, but I drink tea.
他喝果汁，可是我喝茶.
Lovely. Great. Well, I think that's probably enough to chew on for a while for first round for our viewers and listeners. If you'd like to come back on the channel, of course, you're always very welcome. But we want to keep the lessons short, of course, so that everyone can just practice and go through it again and get a handle on these basic verb drills to start learning. So if you're satisfied with that, then I am too. And it just leaves me to thank you very much for coming on the channel and teaching us some Mandarin. It was very helpful.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.